Between 1974 and 1978, we're going to first look at the chronological order of happenings in Indonesia. And the first major happening was in 1974 with the Malari incident. Due to corruption, foreign aid, and even the building of Taman Mini, the students were very unhappy and they rioted. As I stated, this was called the Malari incident. It was the first time Suharto had to face student backlash. And of course, Suharto, being the authoritarian, used the military to quash the riot. 10 dead, hundreds injured. It was done in a very bad manner. In 1975, Taman Mini was to open. Now, Taman Mini was the brainchild of Ibu Tin, Suharto's wife. Of all the things she did, this is possibly and almost definitely her best, because Taman Mini is a must-see for visitors to Jakarta, whether from Kalimantan or whether from Quebec or America. Taman Mini is the must-see for a tourist in Jakarta, and it is a fabulous place. It's what it says. It's Indonesia Mini. It has all the provinces, it has buildings from the provinces, it has the costumes, and it's a fantastic place. I mean, it's okay knocking Suharto's for this and that, but for Taman Mini, wow. In 1975, at the end of, Indonesia invaded Timor. Now, this was to be almost a noose round the neck of Indonesia for the next 20 years, because for everybody concerned, it was a very tragic episode in Indonesia's history. As an aside, in 1987, before independence for Timor, East Timor, I was to meet a lady called Kirsty Sword. She was a roommate of a friend of mine in Chipete, and she was working clandestinely and seeing Xanana Gusmao, who was the rebel leader, in prison in Jakarta. My friend got cold feet and kind of asked her to leave. But anyway, that's just as an aside. Finally, in 1977, the Free Papua movement attacked Freeport. Now, Freeport is the huge mining conglomerate that runs the mining in Papua. And they damaged so much equipment, billions of pounds worth, but again at a cost. The army comes in and over 100 are dead. So these were the major happenings under Suharto between 74 and 78. So, from 1975, Indonesia's economy started to grow exponentially. A lot of it was due to oil. There was an oil crisis. Indonesia was a member of OPEC and gained from this. And the rupiah stabilizes, and the government was able to invest lots in infrastructure and government projects, and again, getting all that money, the aid money, Indonesia started to take off. Now, this is the 70s. Indonesia's boom years would be the 80s, but it started to take off. And it became self-sufficient in rice, which was a huge thing for Indonesia, as since independence it had never been that way. Okay, overuse of pesticides, however, was a major concern, and again this helped the production by overusing pesticides. Environmental side, Indonesia started to slide into the 80s, which of course was pollution, degradation of rivers, etc. But this was the beginning of this phenomenon. The student riots, the Papuan riots, and the invasion of East Timor were all military operations signed off by Suharto. Questions would be asked diplomatically, but the West generally turned a blind eye to some very bad atrocities. Generally, the West were pleased with Suharto, keeping the bastion of freedom away from communism. Generally, Suharto had carte blanche. Arts, music, literature began to flourish under Suharto, just like Taman Mini. However, at a cost. Celebrities were expected to toe the new order line. They were not allowed to give dissenting voices, and those who did criticize were cancelled, often literally. So for the first 10 years in power, Suharto generally had a B+. Economically was almost in the A's, but the negatives, of course, were suppression. The question would be, who would gain the most from this economic growth? Would it be Indonesia? Would it be the West? Or would it be family and friends? Well, in the next 20 years, we're going to find out. And I hope you join me on that journey of Suharto's life and times. See you next time, and I hope you're enjoying the series. Bye.